If it involves serial killers, psychopaths, and unsolved true crime, count me in. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of Buzz on the Case. I know it has been many moons ago since I have done a true crime case, but this one was too good to pass up. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Murdaughs. And I'm not even sure. There is no K at the end. I think people say the GH sound. I don't know. So it's like Murdaugh. I don't know. But I've heard Murdaugh. I don't know how to say these people's last name. But so if I'm mispronouncing it, sorry. This family came across my timeline. I want to say it's been a few months now, but it was in 2021. And what we learned about them at the time was that the mother and son of a prominent attorney was murdered. They were found shot and killed in their home. And, you know, everybody was, oh my God, that's so tragic. Oh, that's so sad. And a tragedy it is. But we didn't get the full story. Then some more stuff comes out about this family. And then we find out that the patriarch of the family, Alec Murdaugh, had also been shot. And so then it was like, something is afoot here. Something's not adding up. I still need some more details about this family, like what's going on. And that we got. 2020 did a special. And so you already know when 2020 does a special, we're going to get all of it. All of it. They talked to people that knew them, you know, from way back in the day. We had some of their family, some of their victims' family. Let's just dive into it. So we start off talking about a boat crash that happened. And it involved Paul Murdaugh, who is the son of Alec, and I forgot his wife's name, but he's the son. And they have two sons. And Paul was highly intoxicated that night and was driving the boat. It was his boat, and he didn't want nobody else driving it, so he was driving it. They have surveillance video of him stumbling around into a convenience store. And he's not 21 at the time. I believe he was 19. He uses his brother's fake ID to buy some liquor. Or some beer, I should say, because, you know, the white boys drinking beer. They not even trying to go get them a pint of nothing. They want the beer. So we see him celebrating. He got his beer and everything. And he's all underage, you know. So it was just, it had to go bad. It had to go wrong just off of how they started their night. After there was an accident, you know, they all talked about the boat ride and how crazy it was. He was definitely belligerently drunk, you know, so he's yelling, hurling slurs and cussing folk out. He was violent. He spat on the girl he was with, the girl he brought. He spit on her, kicked her, all of that. He was going nuts on the boat. Meanwhile, at the same time, trying to drive the boat. It's nighttime. So they can't see. The boat that they are in is not a boat equipped for, I think it was, let me see, 6 kids, 3 guys, 3 girls. Yeah, 6 of them. It was 6 of them. And the boat wasn't equipped to carry all of them in the first place. And so that was already another check, you know, off the box of this is going to go bad. And once they all get on the boat, you know, and he's drunk, he's drinking, they're trying to get him to pull over. He said, this is my boat. I'm not pulling over. Y'all not doing none of that. I'm going to drive this boat. I'm the only one that's going to drive the boat. It's got to be me. They go down this like winding pathway, I would say. It's because they were like on a lake, and they go down this little winding path and run into a bridge. And so the impact of that threw everybody from the boat. And one of the girls, she doesn't come back to the surface. They all, gather themselves after the crash, and they realize that Madison isn't there. Her name was Madison Beach. She wasn't there. And so they call 911. They get them out there to search for her. She was missing a week before they found her. At the scene of the crime, or at the scene of the accident, I should say, one of the guys that was there with them, he's talking to police, and he's telling them, like, do you know who that is? That's Paul Murdaugh. Good luck. Good luck convicting him of anything. Just a bit of a backstory about the Murdaugh. They are, like I said, a prominent family of attorneys, and they've been in this business a long time. Me, I'm going all the way back to slavery times with the power that they have. They are prosecuting attorneys, and they don't have a great reputation. A lot of people hate them. They have burned a lot of bridges. They're powerful, so nobody wants to cross that family, or else it's up for that ass. Nobody wants to get into a war with that family at all. And so people avoid that. They get what they want, privilege, they can do no wrong, they are above the law, all of that. And so that's the reason for the guy saying, good luck convicting, good luck. He and Paul got into it. There's a video, recorded footage of that, of him yelling and screaming at Paul, saying, you laughing and my girl is gone, and like, you gonna fucking burn in hell, like all of that. He was going in because he knew that wasn't nothing gonna happen. This terrible thing has happened to his loved one, and nothing's gonna be done about it because it's Paul Murdaugh. Okay, the family, he wasn't convicted yet. He got arrested for it and everything. And before he could get convicted of anything, before his trial, he and his mother were murdered. They were found dead. Alec Murdaugh, the father, found, he came home. I don't know where he was at, but he came home and found his wife and Paul killed. They were shot and killed. And so, of course, everybody's like, this is some backwood justice. Like what? Because we never got justice for Madison. So, like, what's that about? So, of course, everybody's looking at Madison's father and, who he knows and all of that. They were ruled out. They had nothing to do with it. Some time passes. And then Alex Murdaugh is also shot. He is just randomly gunned down in front of his house. And he wasn't killed, though, And so after all of those things came out and everything went viral, I guess, what we saw, then the, media investigation started to take place, and people were, looking into the case and looking into the family. And they talked about different cases surrounding the family that just didn't add up, with what was going on. There was a 19-year-old that was found with his head bashed in, and he was just on the side of the road. His car was like maybe a mile away, off to the side of the road, and he was found on the side of the road, So at first it's like, is this a hit and run? Okay, no, it can't be a hit and run. There's no debris, from a car hitting anything. I don't know if there was a pool of blood near him or what, but it was almost like he was essentially just like placed there, I don't know, or like maybe pushed out of a car or something. Who knows? But they looked in his phone Oh no, they didn't look at his phone. Excuse me. He had his phone with him in his pocket, which is another thing that ruled out, okay, this being a hit and run, because he had his phone. Shoes were, still on him. Normally, when that sort of thing happens, people are knocked out of their shoes and certainly wouldn't have a cell phone in their pocket. The Murdaugh family name was mentioned in this case a few times. Alex Murdaugh had contacted that boy's mother, on some, I'll take the case, or I can find you somebody that can take your case. And she's just like, what is this? What does this man want with us and our family? Like, what is this? What is this about? So he and Buster Murdaugh, who is the other son, the oldest son, they went to school together. And they didn't really dive into this, like I thought that they would, but I have my own assumptions. The guy, the 19-year-old that was found dead, he was openly gay. And you know how that is in a small town. I'm sure growing up that was not easy for him. And I'm feeling like what happened? Something transpired between Buster Murdaugh and this guy, and we trying to shut him up, or what? Because they left that completely open. Like they really didn't dive into that. It was just, oh, that was the connection between the two of them. Okay, but still, what about it? Okay, they went to school together, but what about it? Did they go to school together and sleep together? Like, were they in a secret relationship? Like, they brought up the fact that he was gay and all of that. Like, they were trying to paint a story. And I picked up on that. I definitely caught that. The Murdaughs, their housekeeper, she was also somebody that died unexpectedly, and it's centered around the Murdaugh family. She was their maid, their housekeeper for, a number of years, like 20-something years. As long as those kids have been born, she's been their housekeeper. And she just tragically died in their home, like a freak accident. She trips over their dog and falls down some stairs. Now, you already know they had insurance money on that lady. They took out insurance money on her, unbeknownst to her. And then she winds up dead. Okay. She lived on life support for 3 weeks, but of course she left behind 2 sons, and of course they decided to, I'm sure, take her off of life support. And Alex Murdaugh offered to, refer someone, one of his friends, who is also, a major attorney. He's a college friend of his. So he say he gonna hire him. And, they oblige, and he tells them, since, I feel so bad since it was my dog that she tripped over. So what y'all can do is file, a wrongful death suit against me, and y'all will get millions, like that's how we'll handle this. So of course they're like, okay, cool. We set it up. So he set it up, and then people never got their money. They never got their money. They were awarded $4 million in the settlement, and they would have gotten $2 million. They didn't see none of it. He ran off with it. He took their money, and with it being filed and everything, there were two suits out there. 2 settlements out there. And they didn't see neither one of them. But one was filed correctly, and then another one was kind of, like cooked up a little bit, and not even, you can't even like look it up. Schemes and scams over there at the Murdaugh house. After Alex was shot, they found out that he staged his own murder. So when he was shot and lived, it was staged. He hired his cousin, who is his drug dealer as well, because now he got an opioid addiction, and so this is all coming out in court. He hired his cousin, to drive by and shoot at him, missed him and everything. Then cousin, gets arrested for it, and cousin just spills all the tea. Cousin done turned state witness on that ass, and he's telling it all. Alex talking about his opioid addiction. The drugs made him do it, I guess. And so that makes me think he had his son and wife killed in the first time. He come home and, oh, my family. That man is a puppeteer, master manipulator. He orchestrated this whole thing. I know it. You hiring your cousin, the crackhead cousin, to come by and shoot you or shoot at you. You hire him. I'm sure he promised some drugs, some money. Who knows? Cousin say he'll do it again, cause cousin probably did it the first time. Cause I'm trying to figure out why so much death happening around this man. First your son and your wife. I'm sure he set that up. I'm like almost certain of it. And it has a lot to do. Everything is snowballing from that boat crash. And them trying to cover it up, because they were adamantly saying that Paul was not the driver of that boat. And them kids was like, yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was the one driving the boat. But they wanted to paint the picture like he wasn't the one driving the boat. I'm sure that they had so many people in their pocket, in law enforcement, in the system, who knows, because of how powerful they make this family out to be. He's on trial, of course, now, for pulling these stunts or whatever. And then they find out about these insurance claims and settlements that were never made to clients. Like he's just been doing this for the longest, just settling cases and not paying the people what they are owed. After all of this, at this point, he has like 50 charges against him. Money laundering, fraud, you name it. They done charged him with it. They charging him with everything. And I honestly feel like he's going to get everything he deserves. He is going to get everything that's coming to him. Buster, he's the last, living relative as well. And he out doing gallivanting, spending his daddy money. As long as he can spend it before they come and take everything, I guess. He's spending the money. He out in Sandro Pay, I guess, just living it up. They show a picture of him really cheers, taking shots with his homies. He ain't testifying. He don't care nothing about his daddy or the case. He's with his friends. Sorry, daddy. That's just what it is. This case has to be the most crazy roller coaster I've ever been on. It was just so many twists and turns. Right off the bat, though, when I found out that, okay, they're a powerful family, and then I found out that his son died and his wife, and then they shot him too, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to tune in to this one because somebody lying. And I think it's Alec. I think we need to exhume Paul and Mama and really find out who shot them, because they don't have a suspect for that either. But I'm telling y'all got your suspect, because there's no other. If he's gonna stage his own murder, then he'll definitely have his family murdered, most definitely. Either him or Buster. Somebody has something to hide. Especially since this Alex Murdaugh, all his secrets and everything is just coming out. Everything is just coming out. It's terrible. He's evil. He's an evil man. And every time I look at his picture, it's just like, that's evil. Look at them. The eyes, everything. His eyes are just dead. Completely soulless. So I believe that whatever else they gonna have, whatever else we find out, I believe it. I believe it. He hasn't gone to trial yet, so we don't know, what the conviction will be if he gets one. I'm sure he will be convicted. They got a lot of evidence against him, as well as eyewitnesses, people that did not get their settlement money. So, it's unfortunate that this is happening, that it happened to those people, that their mother works for this family for all of these years, and that y'all have her killed for some insurance money. And then when I try to get my insurance money, you gonna take it? So how long you been plotting on your housekeeper? Like, whose idea was that? I feel like his wife's. I feel like she was involved in something or knew too much, and he had to eliminate her. Paul Murdaugh, he collateral damage as well. He got to protect him and hide his secrets and all of that. Yeah, he had to go as well. Somebody has to do a movie on this so that so I can visualize, so I can see it. I'm a visual learner. I need to see it. I want to see this on my TV screen, because this is good. This is good TV. This is good TV. So yeah, that's the case, y'all. Let me know if y'all have tuned into the case. I don't feel no ways about this man and what's happening to him. Like, no way at all. No way at all. And initially, I was feeling like this whole family, y'all getting what you get, And then, but as I find out more, it starts with the patriarch. It starts with Alec Murdaugh. Like, it starts with him. He has driven his family into the ground, and his legacy, his family legacy. Like, I'm sure the legacy is probably racism, rooted in real deep racism, I'm sure. And just because I know that, y'all getting what you get. Ain't no telling how many innocent black men done went to jail behind y'all ass, and behind your ass, and your granddaddy ass, and your granddaddy's ass, and his granddaddy's ass. Just a whole line of racism. I just know it was. Yeah, that was it. I hope y'all enjoyed. I don't know if we're gonna be getting another one anytime soon, but if y'all are watching Investigation Discovery, or whatever, you find out about a case on Baller Alert, The Shade Room, whatever, and want me to find out the haps, then I'll do that. We can look into that and come back and do some more Buzz on the Case episodes, because I enjoy a good true crime case. I just do. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.